everyone. Thank you for being with us today for today's Family Moment Ministry. My name is Courtney and this is Joey. And today we're here to talk to you about saying yes to risks, and in the biblical sense, saying yes to risks. So Joey is going to read a portion of Luke 5, verses 1 through 11, which talks about one of Jesus' disciples taking a risk.
Jesus calls the first disciples. One day, Jesus was standing on the shore of a Lake Gennesaret. While the people pushed their way up to him to listen to the word of God, he saw two boats pull up on the beach. The fishermen had left them and were washing the nets. Jesus got into one of the boats. It belonged to Simon, and asked him to push off a little from the shore. Jesus sat in the boat and taught the crowd. When he finished speaking, he said to Simon, Push the boat out further to the deep water, and you and your partners let down your nets for a catch. Master, Simon answered, we worked hard all night long, and we caught nothing. But if you say so, I will let down the nets. They let them down and caught such a large number of fish that the nets were about to break. So they motioned their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both of the boats full of fish that the boats were about to sink. When Simon Peter saw that he had happened, he fell on the knees before Jesus and said, Go away from me, Lord, I am a sinful man. He and the others with him were all amazed at the large number of fish they had caught. The same was true of Simon's partners, James and John, and the sons of Zebedee. Jesus said to Simon, Don't be afraid. From now on you will be catching men. They pulled the boats up on the beach, left everything, and followed Jesus.
So Joey, in this particular Bible passage, how did Simon take a risk, or what was the way that he risked something?
By trusting Jesus to push up a little bit farther and try fishing again.
Yes, because what happened before when he went fishing?
He didn't catch anything.
He didn't catch anything, so it was taking a risk to do what Jesus asked him a second time, right? So I'm going to give this book to Joey to hold up, and he can introduce the book. So if you want to tell everybody what book that is.
It's The One and Only Bob.
The One and Only Bob by Catherine Applegate. So a little bit about this story is about a character named Bob who is a dog, and it's a follow-up to the one and only Ivan. And it's a good example of how a character or somebody can take a risk. So Joey, why don't you talk a little bit about one of your favorite books and how the character took a risk?
Well, this is one of my favorite books right here.
Mm-hmm.
Bob did take a risk by saving all the dogs in the pound during the flood because the water was just getting higher and higher, but all of them got saved safely. So he took a risk by diving right in there and saving all the puppies locked in the cage.
Right, so it was probably pretty scary for him, but he did it anyway. How else? How else did Bob take some risks in this book?
By saving his friends Ivan and Ruby.
And how did he do that?
He ran into the zoo and alerted them that the storm was coming.
Wow, so it takes some bravery to take risks, right? Right. So Joey and I have talked a little bit about taking risks, and we've talked about some examples of risk-taking in the Bible by the disciples. We talked about some risks that a character Bob took in The One and Only Bob, one of Joey's favorite books. And now I'd like to ask Joey, what are some risks that you take in your real life that would be pleasing to God? So something that you do that feels like you're taking a risk, but you know it's going to be helpful to people.
I help my friends when they are sad by comforting them. It doesn't always help, but it's the right thing to do.
Right, so you know it's the right thing to do, but it's taking a risk. So how is it taking a risk? Why is it risky to help your friends and comfort them?
Because it can sometimes end in go away, leave me alone. And It's probably from a different part of their mind because of their state,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be hurtful sometimes.
Right. So it's taking a risk to put yourself out there to comfort somebody, knowing that it might not help, but knowing that it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I think that's a very pleasing thing to God, to take a risk and put yourself out there every now and then for to help your friends. That's very sweet, Joey. So Joey and I have talked a little bit today about taking risks and saying yes to risks when they're pleasing to God and helpful. And we discussed some Bible passages and a book and real life risks, not Joey jumping out of a plane type risks, we said, right? So thank you for being with us today. We hope you learned a little something about risk taking. Joey, did you have any more thoughts? No? Okay. Take care and be well.